Hello and welcome. My name is Jamie McLaren, director and cinematographer of The Stalker. This is my director's commentary. So for this film, we really wanted to let the audience feel really scared and creeped out by the vibe a bit. The first few shots of our main actor Remy walking to a puddle are very intimidating because you get the sense that something's going to happen, but you don't know when it's going to happen. And also the tracking shots of him walking, as you see on screen now, of him walking in a very low lit environment really means that he knows something's going to happen, but he doesn't. So that builds a lot of tension. So basically what you're seeing on screen now is him picking up this newspaper that we created as a prop, and it says, "Brutal axe murder, murderer strikes again." So what that means for the viewer is they're thinking, oh, something's going to happen. What's going to happen? And it also lets the character know, right, I'm on edge now. Now we have a shot of him walking past a tree and this really lovely angle of me tracking him from the tree and him turning and me turning. And this shot right here, here's another one of our actors called Jed, who's approaching him. Remy, our main actor, he's thinking, oh, have I just seen him or have I not? It's kind of multiple choice if you know what I mean. So yeah, oh, he's thinking, oh, what's happening? And then he's like, oh, I don't worry about it. This part is really interesting because, for me, I think the lighting choice is really, really interesting because I really wanted to play around with the light in this project and see how can I manipulate it and change it so it looks even more disturbing than I would normally do it. So yeah, it's just really interesting to play with different styles of framing and angles to get a different reaction, really, from us as a crew and also the audience who are watching it. And now he's walking away, looking scared, down to our local town. This is a really interesting shot coming up right here. He keeps looking forward and back and behind, but he doesn't really know what to do. And this pan right here is really cool because it's called a whip pan, and it goes from one shot. Like, I really, really love this tracking shot. It's really fantastic, I think, because I think part of my ambition with this film was to create a lot of German expressionism and introduce a lot of shadows into the background to make it feel very realistic as possible. This tracking shot from behind him is really key, because if we didn't have that, like, the whole scene wouldn't work. And this pan is really lovely as well, so I go from there all the way down to right there, and then you see his face there, and then he runs away, and then the gas mask man runs to him. And so basically this scene here, I'm following them, I turn, I run, and then it cuts again. And this scene is really, really interesting coming up. So basically what we did for this scene is we used a combination of my gimbal, which has been on the whole time, and we used the GoPro for the first person VOP shots, and we intercut them together to make it seem like Remy is experiencing everything from his point of view. And also the low angle of him really makes him, you know, connect with the audience, and also the way the music and the footage of the GoPros intercut really makes this sequence a standout, I think, personally, for me. This whole framing is inspired by Doctor of Caligari, which is a 1920 horror short film. bit I added sound effects in, so like hitting against the flesh, so it makes it more impactful, especially for the audience. So that's right. And this long take here, we slowed it down a little bit just to give the audience enough time to breathe and say, oh, and to take it in and say, oh, this is really, you know, spooky, and then this are the credits. I slowed the credits down in Premiere Pro because it was just way too fast in the editing software I was using. So yeah, I think on the negative side of this, I think I would really have liked to structure it out more story-wise and have different angles instead of Remy. Have lots of shots of Remy from behind and like do like more static shots, but oh well, you know, you can only do what you do. Anyway, thank you for listening. That was my commentary on the Stalker silent horror film, and thank you for listening.